I'm Jackie, I'm the church verger, and I work here 3 days a week helping to look after the building.
Hi, I'm Father Sam. I am the vicar here at St John the Baptist Church. And next to me I've got Neb, who is our little lass Apso, and although he does in theory belong to me, he really is the parish dog.
Okay.
Maybe we should start with
I
St
think,
John
yeah,
the Baptist stained glass window.
Oh, yes.
As this is called St John the Baptist. And this is a new window.
Yep.
This was because we had a serious fire in the church in 1970s when somebody tried to burn the church down. Actually succeeded in burning...
Oh, it was an arsonist attack?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Actually, they succeeded in burning the Catholic church down in Union Street, which is a couple of streets away. And they came around here and started... It's fortunate that somebody was in the building and was able to prevent this fire taking further hold of the church, but did destroy that window, which is why we have a new window depicting St John the Baptist.
He's baptising Christ.
Jesus,
Yes, indeed,
in the River Jordan. Yeah.
The original entrance to the church is now where the loos are.
Okay.
So you might see there's a window over here, so this was kind of the entrance window.
And that would have been the exit through there.
Yeah, that would have been the exit.
So you would have come in and gone out. But that was when the church was in the Victorian times and we didn't have such busy roads either side.
Yeah, so because you're stepping out and it's very much onto a really heavy road.
So that's why they opened up this entrance here.
So that's modern tracery around the... that's not original tracery around the window?
Yeah, that's all modern. Wow. And it was it was designed to be sympathetic, obviously, to the style. This is a Butterfield church. Or the Victorian add-on is Butterfield.
William Butterfield was a Gothic revivalist architect who surveyed the existing church in 1872 when his comment on the existing choir galleries was, "If the original intention had been to disgust the children altogether with attendance at church, it could not have been better carried out." Butterfield designed Keble College, which we saw in a stained glass at Christ Church, Streatham, and other religious buildings of such multitudinal scope, one is forced to wonder how he found time to do Wordle every morning.
And then we've got this magnificent font. You can't not look at it.
So actually, let's see if I can do this one-handed.
Do you want me to hold?
Yeah, you're going to have to hold the dog. So actually, this is something that the kids love watching when the school visit comes in.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So that pulls up, and then we can just push it up. But actually, we leave it up most of the time because the idea is that when you're approaching the church, you want to be able to see from the front window all the way down.
All the way down, of course.
So we leave it up as a kind of...
And there's a counterweight, I guess, in a relatively large roof space out there.
So you can see the counterweight up at the top.
Oh, I see. You never quite know how hard or...
It's
You
quite...
have to pull quite hard to get it down.
Quite
yeah,
hard.
there you go.
Quite hard.
It's quite a good workout,
Well,
actually.
there's some weight on that, yeah.
Okay, but easy going that way.
Yeah, it's nice and easy going up. Which is kind of the opposite of what you'd expect.
Well, yeah, but that's how you'd want to balance it, because it's always easier coming down, I guess. Suddenly I'm thinking there's probably a name for each and every one of these as well.
Almost certainly.
There's John.
I would say that's John.
Is when you kind of see this. Here's somebody holding a baby. Just a man holding a baby.
I was actually baptising a baby. He would be tracing the sign of the cross on the baby's forehead in water. So
Yeah.
This is fossils.
So yes, this is, I think, Dorset.
Well, you can
marble with
really
fossils.
see some of the living creatures that once
Yeah.
formed part of the rock.
This is the oldest part of the church.
Okay. Right. Has it been refaced on the outside? Because I didn't really notice anything different.
Yeah, because it's all flint. There was a church on this site in the 11th and 12th century, and then it was made much bigger as Barnet grew. So this is medieval, 1420. So you'll see the differences in the arches and the columns.
These aren't the same age as these, I think, looking at them.
Yeah.
The original, this would have been, I think, the original outer wall.
Okay.
And this part of the church was originally just a very small chapel of ease.
So a chapel of ease is what it says on the tin. it just means it means you didn't have to walk as far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So it was.
Because our mother church would have been down in New Barnet.
Yeah.
Okay. New Barnet's older than
Yes.
Chipping Barnet.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is Chipping Barnet.
This is Chipping Barnet.
St Mary's and New
Wow.
Barnet.
How new is New Barnet? Okay, right.
Well, St Mary's technically is East Barnet. Barnet has East Barnet, High Barnet, New Barnet, Free and Barnet. Yeah, a lot of Barnets.
Hereticacious can finally sort out these perplexing issues. Barnet derives from the Old English word meaning land cleared by burning.
Ouch!
There's Chipping Barnet, also known as High Barnet, which includes Barnet Gate and Barnet Common. If you want High Barnet Station, walk down the hill from Chipping Barnet, also known as High Barnet. To the east is New Barnet, and south of New Barnet is East Barnet. South of East Barnet is Free and Barnet. Free and Barnet is served by New South Gate Station. North of Free and Barnet is South Barnet, and between High Barnet and East Barnet is Barnet Vale. If you want Barnet Gate, go to High Barnet. If you want South Gate, go to Free and Barnet. If you want South Barnet, go north from Free and Barnet, but south from Chipping Barnet. From South Barnet, go north to East Barnet, then go west to New Barnet. If you hit Barnet Vale, you've gone too far. And let's not forget Little Barnet's the hairdressers. Any questions?
So where's Barnet Fair?
Barnet Fair would have been the horse fair. And then the hill up is supposed to be from the Grand Old Duke of York. He had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, then he marched them down again. And this is Barnet Hill. And that comes from that rhyme.
Because they were training out here?
Yeah.
Small world. Well, Barnet Fair, I know because it's Cockney rhyming slang for...
Hair,
yeah.
fair, yeah.
Yeah, so it's noticeably older.
This plaster work actually went all the way up to the top. It's relatively recent that the plaster work was worked away from the brickwork.
It's nice. It's a sort of software development house feel, or sort of warehouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of come back in vogue.
It has, hasn't it? So walking by, I can't help notice these magnificent pews.
Yeah, these are
they
wonderful.
all different?
They are all
They're
different.
all different. They all have the pictures of the Bible.
How many are there, Jackie?
I think the 156 pew ends.
Wow.
Yeah.
In this church. We have removed some pews, in which case the pew ends have then been put in various places because they can't be removed from the church.
This is the one I always show the kids, Jonah and the whale. And if you look really closely, you can see Jonah's feet popping into the whale.
Popping out of the whale.
Well, they're either popping in or popping out. So
Yeah, he's going one way or the other.
yeah. Now, I
Who
do know
made this?
who some of these are.
We've got carvings around the pulpit.
Oh, here we go. Here we've got St Augustine of Canterbury, St Aidan of Lindisfarne. Here is St Hugh of Lincoln.
So St Hugh's a new one on me. I'm guessing. Normally it's the mode of death that gets you. Do you think he ate too much goose?
I think
I'll look it up.
I think it could be it.
Okay.
This is another Hugh, Hugh of Latimer.
Okay.
Here's John Wesley. And then right to the back here, we have Canon Liddon.
Okay.
Who was
I don't know Canon Liddon.
He was one of the figures of the Oxford movement.
Even more astonishing.
Yeah,
Woodwork.
these are amazing.
Yeah.
So we have the incumbent stall and the deacon's stall.
Okay.
When I was
Dare I say throne?
well,
or
it does
can't
feel
I?
a bit like it. It does feel a bit like it. When I was licensed and installed as vicar,
Yeah.
the archdeacon kind of bodily put me into the seat. So that is kind of the
Is
seat
that
of
part
my
of the-
authority, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
St Mark, St Matthew, St John, and St Luke.
Lovely.
But as you go through, don't miss we've got the choir boys.
The carving in here is just incredible.
Just through, you'll see is our hill organ. The renovation work that we're doing at the moment is kind of going to bring back some of that hill sound that we've lost. There was a big renovation in the 70s, and unfortunately, particularly one problem was that the pipes were put too close together. So actually there's a whole range of pipes which haven't been tuned since the 70s because you can't get in. They were put too close together and you can't get in to tune them.
Yes.
And so
Can you hear that difference? Or can an organist hear the difference?
an organist can definitely hear the
Yeah.
difference. And an organist can also tell that the console here needs a little bit of updating. So I'm sure some of your followers will be commenting underneath and saying, that console needs a bit of love. I promise you, it's going to get some. This is our sanctuary. this is a depiction of heaven. In the centre, we have Jesus, God the Father at the top, the disciples underneath.
Yeah,
You'll
okay.
notice there are 11 disciples either side.
Okay.
So not even Judas has made it in.
I reckon we could probably say St. Peter.
Yeah, I would say St. Peter.
And St. John in the bottom.
I would say, yeah.
Just because he's young.
Yeah, I would say that was St. John. These angels are carrying thuribles. Thurible, it's like a smoking pot of incense. So you fill it with charcoals, and then you put the beads of incense on top, and they have a lid, and then the incense rises through the lid, and then they're connected to usually 3 or 4 big chains. They hang about. If I was holding one,
I know exactly what you mean.
About halfway down.
And so they're still used to this day.
They are. So
Do you use them in this church?
No, they're not used in this church, but they are every week in St. Mark's.
But and again, this extraordinary ceiling, just marvellous.
And it's the sort of thing that you can easily miss.
And depicted again on the back of the reredos are the same things, Matthew, Mark, Luke and John.
Ah, right. It's
Yes.
got a slightly more, dare I say, cartoon quality. That's not in any way being critical of it. It's really beautiful.
It's an interesting the way he's done it, isn't it? But again, a depiction of the Nativity.
This is our original medieval key.
Hello.
Which still works.
You have, do you want to?
So this is the
The door, the original.
this is the vestry,
Hang on.
and then
Oops.
through it goes, smooth as ever, and then we're through into the vestry.
They built for life, didn't they, back then? So another thing that I'm beginning to see a theme. We've got a lovely old safe
Yeah,
where you keep the sweets for the children.
yeah, that's right, and the vicar.
Oh, and another one over here.
Yeah,
Goodness
very
me!
lovely,
Yeah.
I've got a. That's amazing.
If nuclear bombs ever fall, I'm going to hide in there.
And we have our original stone.
So,
So this would have been probably from the original medieval church.
yeah, this is
the niche.
What's the name for this? It's called.
it's called. I think it's called. Is it piscina?
That's it.
Yes. So this would have been used to get rid of water that was used for washing the elements after the Eucharist, and this drain here goes right down, and the water goes into holy ground. That's the purpose of it.
And this is the original medieval churchwarden's chest.
What does a church warden put in a chest?
Oh, there's all sorts of exciting things in there. I've never gone all the way through it.
3 locks, one for the priest and one each for his churchwardens.
So this is, I kind of think of this a little bit like the wardrobe in the Narnia books. And I'm quite convinced that if I ever dug to the bottom, I would end up in another world.
And with 3 locks, you have to have everyone there in order to.
Yes.
Yes, in order to get in. It's called the Ravenscroft Chapel, and it's so called because of Tommy here, Thomas Ravenscroft. Well, the Ravenscroft family are huge benefactors of Barnet, so actually you really can't go anywhere without seeing some kind of evidence of how their generosity has helped Barnet to survive and thrive.
This would have been in the church over there. It's probably been moved.
It would have been in the medieval church, and it was moved. And it's pink alabaster, and the family are still very much involved with the maintenance upkeep of this
The
church.
Ravenscrofts are still with us?
Yes,
They are.
including this window. You can see the ravens in the window at the top. Another thing we do with children on school visits is to get them to count how many ravens are in this chapel.
You can trace through the various coats of arms the development of the coat of arms of the Ravenscroft family. So on the left-hand side we have the Ravenscroft, and then the right-hand side we would have the bride's crest.
And then let's just take a moment and have a look at the windows above.
So this is Jesus' early life.
His childhood and...
In the top panel we have the Annunciation.
So we've got the shepherds rather than the kings
Yeah.
there. What's that last one at the bottom?
I think that's him learning the trade, watching.
Carpentry.
It's him being a carpenter.
Yeah, watching Joseph. And I would say that the young man at the back there, I would say is John the Baptist, Jesus' cousin, the memorial for Elizabeth Allen. who, as we can see, gave support and maintenance to teach the poor children of Barnet, male and female, which is particularly interesting given that this was 1734. And they were taught to read the Holy Bible, writing and arithmetic as far as the rule of 3.
Does the rule of 3 mean can you count to 3?
I think it's probably, we're not entirely sure.
So I looked into this a bit, and Wolfram Alpha says that the rule of 3 is a shortcut to this process. Imagine you've got A over B equals C over D, and you want to find D. Multiply both sides by B, let the B's cancel, multiply both sides by D, the D's cancel, divide both sides by A, the A's cancel, and you're left with D equals BC over A. So the rule of 3 is given this layout, and you want to find D, where you know the first 3 numbers A, B and C, multiply the second and third numbers together and divide the product by the first. The rule gets you there in a single step. Maths! And it's a lot more than knowing just the first 3 numbers.
Teddy
Was
zip
the-
wire.
the
When
teddy
we're
zip
outside
wire.
on the green, we do the teddy zip wire from the top of the tower outside onto the green. So little children bring their teddy bears and we fly them down from the top of the tower, and then we hoist them back up again and they get certificates. But when it was raining in the summer and we were celebrating His Majesty, then we did it from the bell ringing chamber and we had them coming down into the church.
Marvellous. Have you ever lost a teddy doing this incredibly dangerous?
Yes, we have.
Have you?
We have. We have. Well, the odd teddy, if they were quite large teddies, have fallen out.
Oh no. But they're quite robust, aren't they?
They're
They
quite
are.
robust.
They go
and
to the teddy hospital.
They get a little bit of first aid and then they're taken up and given a free flight.